Bringing Woody and Buzz back together could be an issue for Toy Story 5, but the solution could be found in Pixar's 14-year-old movie. Let me know in the comments section if you've changed your position, good or bad, on Toy Story returning for a 5th installment. But before Mr. Potato Head throws some of that New York shade at me,
You uncultured swine!
I'd like to say hello, guys and gals. I'm Nick, and welcome to 30's Feedback. So, the announcement that these characters would be returning for another movie was quite a surprise, since Toy Story 4 gave the gang such a satisfying ending. It seems counterintuitive to pull Woody out of his retirement so soon, and having him reunite with Buzz after their heartwarming departure undoes the emotional impact of the last film. However, Toy Story 3 reveals how the franchise can continue without doing such damage. The last we saw Woody in Toy Story 4, he was heading out into the open world with Bo Peep, a lost toy without a child's name on his foot or a bedroom to call home. On the other hand, Buzz returned to Bonnie, his second child after Andy, so it was goodbye for these pals seemingly forever. However, the reveal that both would be returning for Toy Story 5 indicates that Buzz and Woody's paths would cross again with more unknown adventures in their future, but this risks making the end of Toy Story 4 entirely redundant. The goodbye between Woody and Buzz at the end of Toy Story 4 held the emotional weight of the movie, which is why the idea of bringing them back together so soon in Toy Story 5 has already led some to criticize Pixar's decision for another sequel. Continuing to give these characters satisfying endings just to undo them again in a sequel will eventually cause audiences to lose trust in these big emotional moments in the Toy Story franchise, and the impact will be significantly lessened. However, if Toy Story 5 were to be set after a sizable time jump like 2010's Toy Story 3, then the emotional ending of Toy Story 4 could be conserved. The third installment in the franchise started with a montage of passing years, showing Andy growing up to the point that he was about to head off to college and leave his toys behind for good. The scene had nostalgia built in, which helped the significant changes from the last installment feel natural and believable. Ultimately, if Toy Story 5 duplicated this, then it wouldn't feel so strange to bring Woody and Buzz back together. Since Buzz chose to continue being Bonnie's toy while Woody decided to set out on his own, the only way it would make sense to bring them back together would be for the Space Rangers' duties to have ended. Like Toy Story 3 saw Andy grow up, Toy Story 5 can accelerate time so that Bonnie is ready to say goodbye to her own toys. Perhaps after seeing two children to adulthood, Buzz would see this as time to set out and be reunited with his old pal. Of course, this would mean a whole new set of adventures. This time jump would mean that Woody and Bo Peep would have been lost toys together for 13 years, so the main draw of their storyline in Toy Story 5 would be understanding what they have been up to all this time. The clever toys will no doubt have a meticulous operation going on, moving from place to place with the carnival and matching toys with the kids who need them most. Just as Bo Peep was a different toy when she and Woody were reunited in Toy Story 4, Woody would surely have changed since the last time Buzz saw him. Regardless of how Buzz and Woody are reunited, this may be the last time Pixar can get away with releasing another sequel. Most of the movies within the franchise have had ambiguous but satisfying endings. That way, Woody and Buzz's story wouldn't be left hanging if another sequel never got ordered. However, both Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4 had endings that really felt like the end. The more such definitive endings are undone, the more frustrated audiences will become. A sizable time jump will help Toy Story 5 get away with undoing the previously established ending. Still, If the film once again creates an emotionally weighty conclusion to Buzz and Woody's story, then this time it will need to be left alone. These characters have been entertaining audiences of all ages for over 2 decades. As immortal toys are meant to be played with by generation after generation of children, this is fitting. However, if they don't get a definitive happily ever after in Toy Story 5, then audiences are sure to lose interest if they haven't done so already.